Good Sunday morning. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. Let's stand and let's do our opening song if you are comfortable standing. We got the whole world in our hands. Here we go. Take a breath. Stand with me. We welcome Bernice Lewis. Thank you. Round of applause. Everybody. Right? Woo. Are we blessed or what? We are blessed and or what?
She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole wide world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. She's got the little tiny baby in her hands. She's got the little tiny baby in her hands. She's got the little tiny baby in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. We've got all of us here in our hands. We've got all of us here in our hands. We've got all of us here in our hands. We've got the whole world in our hands. Got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole wide world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands.
And say good morning. Good morning. Thank you for that. Yes. I love it when it sounds like this in the room. Don't you love this?
I do. It's wonderful. They are. I know.
All right, so have a seat. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff.
I hope you feel better.
I love it when the room is like this. That's what I'm talking about. We need more chairs, folks. Let's make that happen. Can I get a couple greeters to help out over there? Thank you for that. Yeah, I love the sound of opening chairs. My favorite sound on Sunday morning, right? So welcome. Good morning. I'm Reverend Penny Honey. Was there anybody in the room that didn't know that? If you didn't know that and you're here for the first time, and even if you did know that and you're here for the first time, make sure that we gave you some propaganda at the door because we want to make sure that we stay in touch. We are about connection and we are about community. So thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us. On a beautiful day like this, there's a lot of places to be, aren't there? Yeah, we are blessed for sure. Hey, we've started a new thing, mixing with the minister. I'll buy the first cup of coffee, tea, or whatever. There's a sign up out there. We're just going to make that a regular event each week. So sign up and we'll spend some time just connecting. That is what we do. Hey, Barb. Oh. So there we go. I just take a breath, right? I missed you guys. I really missed you guys. It was a big deal to cancel Easter. Now, did you guys feel that? I was struggling with that. 7 o'clock, I'm standing out there going, way to go, universe, because it wasn't even snowing. 10 minutes later, I went, whoa. And she wins again. So thank you for understanding. And you can catch the Easter message, of course, on our YouTube channel. So go out there and check that out. Unity is founded on prayer. So just take a deep breath around that for a moment. I love this quote. We are always within a prayer's reach of the possible impossible. We're always within a prayer's reach. So today we're going to invite Miss Marcia Wiesner up here, one of our prayer team members. Come on up, Marcia. Remember that you can ask a prayer partner. How many of those do I have in the room that can pray today? Thank you for that. To support you today, you can leave your prayer requests over here in the prayer box. You can call here to the office, and don't forget 1-800-NOW-PRAY, because Silent Unity is always on. They're always doing the deal. Why don't we bring some of those chairs this way, guys, because I'm afraid we won't be able to get through back there. Thank you for that. It's all good. All right. All right, let's take a breath. Classroom's rearranging. All right. Here we go. Again, I thank you, Miss Marcia Wiesner, for being our prayer partner today that is sharing the opening prayer. Thank you.
Look at that picture my daughter took.
Isn't that beautiful? So I'd made a request. I put out a special little invitation and asked for photographs from folks of beautiful things on the planet and places that they had been. The trick is that I had a little glitch with my computer. I'm sure that'll come up in the talk. And I didn't get to upload all of them because it just couldn't carry them. But this is one of the beautiful ones that Marcia submitted. So thank you, Marcia.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So glad to see you. So this prayer is based on a talk given by Eric Butterworth, who's a prominent Unity minister and writer. And if you want to understand Unity more deeply, I'd highly recommend checking out one of the Eric Butterworth books in here. We find occasionally that Charles Fillmore is a little bit dense to read anyway. So, yeah, Eric Butterworth books are a lot of very interesting and lovely material. So here's a prayer based on a talk that he gave that I heard online. If you would like to close your eyes, you're welcome to do so. If you want to take a few breaths to relax and enter into a prayerful state, you're welcome to. Let's take a couple of seconds. A Chinese proverb says, if you keep in your heart a green bough, I have heard there will come one day to stay a singing bird. I summon a feeling that something wonderful is going to happen to me today or in the future. I transcend my only human thinking to enter a place where that wonderful thing is already here. I accept the spiritual genius that I am today. Today, I keep in my heart the green bough of expectancy and hope. And so it is.
Wow, Marcia, that was pretty cool. Eric Butterworth. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. What we do best at Unity of Flagstaff is to allow people's light to shine. It can be a little teeny tiny light, or it can be a really big, almost obnoxious light. I mean, I don't know anybody in the room like that. But that's what we're here to do. We celebrated our new members. We want to welcome them again. And yes, thank you. Round of applause. We had a couple of folks that weren't here the day that we did recognition, so I want to just recognize those folks now. Daniel Chestnut, are you in the room? Oh, okay. All right. And I failed to introduce, come out here in front of the camera. Now get on this side of it, Hayden. Hayden Gebler as a new member. Hayden, thank you. Yay. Hayden transferred his membership from Unity of Phoenix to here, to Unity of Flagstaff. Yes, so we're grateful for that. And Miss Peggy Roche, thank you, my dear. We are grateful you are here. Yeah, thank you. So again, yay, round of applause for all those new members, right? You know, when you put the number of people in the room that we put in the room, and then you take in 2 new members, I always encourage people to consider the percentage. Yeah, the percentage of folks. And how I see that. Okay, so so we were recognizing the members that we had not recognized Daniel, and there's Daniel. We appreciate Daniel becoming a member, and we appreciate all the lines of service that he is connected to here in the community also. So thank you for that. And while we're introducing folks, I'd like to introduce our 2024 board candidates. Miss Suzanne Frost. Where is that? There she is. Mr. Hayden Gebler. You just saw him. He's the guy, tall guy. And Mr. Gary Robbins. If you're a member, you are, of course, encouraged to vote. The way that you keep your membership active is to vote. Even if you don't want to vote, just hand back your ballot and let us know you want to stay a member. So these three folks have stepped up in a big way into leadership, into this community. So I say thank you. I say thank you for that. And we support them by saying yes. So I appreciate that by all of our members. Again, your ballots are out in the foyer. And Miss Selena, where you at there, darling? She'll help you. I'm actually having a hard time finding people in the room today because there's so many people in the room today. Round of applause, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. You want to come on up here, Miss Suzanne Frost? Miss Suzanne, our, like we like to say, Unity of Flagstaff Poet Laureate. And she's also facilitating our open mic night, which is the first Friday of each month. And we had a really great time. It was so connecting and so beautiful. Come on up here, sweetie. And I appreciate her driving that. Matt had started that. They took a little break, and now we're back to it. So thank you, and thank you for bringing your gift.
Like you say, Penny, it's my pleasure and my joy. So this, I just had to write something for the very interesting Easter we all shared. You know, being home, I don't know about you guys, but I was homebound. But, you know, that whole morning, luckily it seemed to melt right off in the afternoon, but not in time for service. So, and a lot of us come from other spiritual backgrounds, and Easter Sunday, you know, it's kind of nice to have a church to go to. But if you can't get out your door, you know, or you're going to wreck your car coming, it's a whole other thing. So I started with that topic and moved on in this latest poem that I wrote for you folks. I also read this, interestingly enough, in Prescott yesterday at a Kriya Yoga event. So it seems to transcend our spiritual group to others that have that whole idea of that we are ultimately one with the universe. Snowing on Easter. How could you predict it would snow on Easter? Instead of Easter bunnies, a white, freezing blanket, then no leaving the house. As if the risen Christ bequeathed, be at home instead of rushing about. Savor your divine, immortal soul. Be safe. Take time. Honor your eternal unity with all creation. The everlasting respite from our differences, now and forever. On Easter and always, the Christ in us resurrects our awakening to all our oneness in the great divine circle of all existence, with each conscious breath. In turn, we play, practice, and pray, work, dance, sing songs, and uplift ourselves off our crosses, returning to this promised land of unity that never left. We're all together always, even when our bodies can't leave the house due to the squall's renewal. In Easter's light and nature's spring rebirthing, we're all lighting our own warm, life-giving hearth fires and tending to them separately and together. Alleluia, alleluia.
See, I told you. We have our own poet laureate. Miss Suzanne Frost. And yeah, I agree. You know what I love really, really, well, there's a lot of things I love. But I want you to notice today, and I want you to connect to many different elements of the community and how we're engaging those and we're connecting. Okay. So it's my joy to introduce Mr. Alan Cantwell. Ta-da! We're going to have you right back there, my fine gentleman. Alan was in our 2024 membership class. He sent me some really fabulous things about himself, and I sat with those. What I noticed, and in knowing Alan, having worked with Alan for a little while, doing a few things around here, he's a seeker. He's an instigator. And there's a fine line between being an instigator and being inspirational. That's what I like most about Alan. He loves community, and he loves the march of individuality, his own little drum. And yet marching into a community where he reminded me it's not his nature to join things. But this community inspired him into that. And we're grateful. We're blessed. Let's welcome Alan.
Good morning, everybody. Normally, I'm the cheekiest person in the room, but I'm stuck well between these two cheeky individuals. So ultimately, I get to bring myself down a little bit. We'd like to start this morning is a recommended practice. Let's start with gratitudes, prayer requests, and celebrations, please. Now is a time to share what is happening with you. We're honored to share your prayer requests, gratitudes, celebrations, birthdays, sobriety dates, anniversaries. We collectively affirm with you and those that you pray and celebrate with that the presence of good is in all things and is that one power. We know that with God, the universe, spirit, whatever you call it, know the detail. They know the details. It knows the details. Everything knows the details. Does anyone have a gratitude, prayer request, or celebration they would like to share with the community?
Michael here.
Michael!
Been away for a while.
We
It's
missed
about time
them.
I
Didn't we
showed
miss
up.
them?
I hope I've been behaving myself right. Anyway, on the 20th, we've got us a mile on the interstate to clean up. On the 20th, that's 2 weeks ago from yesterday. Next week, I'll tell you what time. It'll depend on the weather. But we'll go out there and have fun picking up trash. And that is the place where I found me a $100 bill last year. And that is the place where I almost got arrested there last fall also. So anyway, but we'll behave ourselves.
If he hadn't tried to take that $100 bill out of somebody's pocket, he probably wouldn't have to worry about that arrest thing, Michael. I think there's a connection. We're so grateful to have you guys back. I just really missed you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And the 20th, that'll be in the newsletter also. If you're not getting that newsletter, let us know. Okay, because all we need is your email. We want to keep you up to date. When we have a snow day, that's a really good way for me to be able to communicate with you really fast. So thank you for looking into that. Anyone else? Judith, thank you.
My family has a great grandma. I need to hold it right. Who had surgery. She had a tumor in her ear, which was removed successfully, but it totally messed up her sense of balance. So she just is really struggling to be the great grandma to the grandkids that I also love and would really appreciate prayers for her.
Tell me great grandma's first name.
Marianne.
Marianne. Okay. And the light that Marianne is in the world, that does not change. She is that great grandma. And what we see is with new eyes. We see the light in her. And we hold her in perfect health as she expresses exactly who she came to be. Loving them grandbabies. All of them, right? Yeah. So we see that done.
This is secretly an announcement. Yeah, not secret anymore. The wonderful master chorale that I sing in is performing this Friday with the university's top line chorale and the symphony, as I said, on one piece that is just heavenly. I have a poster with me, and I would just think you would really feel transcendent if you came to. It's called The Notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci. Is our piece, and it's got videos that we have to keep in time with, and so
Wow.
it's just a wonderful piece. So
Date and time.
Friday the 12th,
Okay.
7:30. If you're going to buy tickets, you can buy tickets online. If you buy tickets there, prepare for some time in line
Okay. And that is
at Ardrey Auditorium.
perfect. We snuck it in. Nobody even knew. And we say, and Marcia, we say thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Good morning, everybody. I am Sandra. I have a gratitude, a celebration, and a shameless plug as well. So thank you for opening the door. First of all, I just am so deeply grateful for the opportunity to share a story with you last week. And I received a lot of feedback, and feedback is not easy for me, and I've really been struggling with being comfortable with the uncomfortable. But this community has allowed me such a safe and beautiful place to grow and get out of my comfort zone and get out of my fear. And so I am grateful. And the shameless plug is, and it's been pre-approved, so. I am also the area lead for Free Mom Hugs, which is an organization, a national organization that is an advocacy group for the LGBTQIA plus community. And what we do is we show up at Pride's festivals, and we just literally just give out hugs, and we don't let go until they do. And so what I do, the reason why I'm saying this is I am looking for huggers this year. It is just a 2-hour slot. You'll be able to sign up. And the reason I'm doing it so early, it's not until June, but the tickets just went on sale, and the pre-sale tickets are a bit cheaper. So if you want more information or you want to come hug with me this year, please come and see me. Thank you so much.
Yay, right? And we'll have a sign-up sheet next week. There will be opportunity to also sign up next week. So thank you. That's Sandra McFarland, who is also one of our new members. This is what's happening. Look what happens in our community. Look. So we're just celebrating you. We're really celebrating you. You can take that in. Who else? Yes, Mr. Hayden. Come on, you got to get on this side of the camera.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt anybody's neck in here, so I'll come up front. So I've got a couple things. Last Easter would have been a celebration that I was hoping to celebrate with everybody here. We'll do it today. My grandfather on my mom's side was born March 31st, 1924, so it would have been his 100th birthday. Big inspiration to me in my life. He was a photographer. I definitely followed a lot in his footpath. And yeah, just wanted to celebrate. He was big in his service.
Remind us his name.
Beamer Clifford Harrell. About as southern as they come.
And what we know is we're giving great gratitude that he came to the planet. Would have been 100 years ago today. Because everything that followed, we get to celebrate right here in you.
Yeah.
We do, right? Round of applause.
I just have one quick prayer request. We lost a dog that I adopted when I was 18 years old. He crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Duke, yeah. Best dog in the world. And got me through a lot through my life, getting clean. And he lived a phenomenal life with my parents down in Oak Creek Canyon and had the best backyard in the world. And I know that's where he's hanging out right now. So appreciate it.
There and in your heart. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes. There we go. All right, anyone else?
I'm really thankful that this community is a place where people can really express themselves, and that open mic Friday was just awesome to be a way to get to know people and let them do their thing in a safe living room. um, 2 prayer requests, one from Mac at home, who works at Homeco. He's been doing chemotherapy for a year and a half, and he's just gotten to where he's slowed down enough that he hasn't been able to work lately. So healing for Mac, and for my mom, Carolyn.
Yeah, I agree. Great place to let your light shine, huh? Yeah. And I appreciate the light you bring, Steve. Thank you for that. So we're seeing Mac surrounded in light. He is aligning with his perfect expression of health. And we see him allowing and accepting that with ease and with grace. And all those around him supporting and loving him are vitalized, and they are charged with energy of healing and love and hope. Yes. And for your mom, as she continues to heal and find her way and make her place, we see that easy for her and for those that love her.
Good morning, I'm Daniel. And this dropped into me as this started, the gratitude part today. I believe I speak for everybody here. We are grateful for you, Penny, honey. Oh my gosh. I don't think there's anybody in this room or even in this community of Flagstaff that hasn't been positively influenced with your presence. We are grateful and honored to have you part of this community with us. Thank you.
I thought he was going to come up with some really funny quip, and it just didn't happen. And I can take that in, right? Right? We can take that in because it's only a reflection. It's all really just a reflection. So thank you. And don't do that again.
I just wanted to say thank you for all the prayers that went up for my sister, because the last time she had an ulceration on her foot, she was in bed for 5 years. She's up on a knee scooter now. She is walking some. Her foot is, the fat's regaining. It literally looks gross, but it looks great at the same time. So I just want you all to please continue to remember her in prayer. Diana.
Oh, we're celebrating that healing for Diana. And we also see her clear of mind, that she knows she's aligning with her greatest expression of health. That she opens herself and is willing to receive that. Yeah, we're celebrating that. Yay! Onward and more of it. All right. Anyone else? What a great room. Hey, we got one right here. Here we go. Alan's thinking, do I really do this? Am I going to do this eventually? He's standing up here thinking.
Well, I have 2 things. I injured my knee. Oh, gosh, it was the day of the Viola Awards. And then I went with Paula, which was really wonderful, and saw her win for her art, which is incredible.
But I injured my knee right before I went, and I'm still recovering. But I'm thankful that it's getting a little bit better. The pain is going down, and I just need prayers. I can get back on my feet and like run around a lot again. And continue to get it to heal, to get back to normal. And the other is I had an experience where I was able to help a homeless man who lived in our neighborhood. And he was living in his car since last November. And then the mission, we live near the mission on South San Francisco, and it closed. And I asked him if he was hungry. So then I started feeding him. And then he said the police came and were going to telling him he couldn't have his car parked there anymore. So I found someone to help him with his car, who actually got him a new car, a newer car, and he was mobile. Well, he just showed up yesterday, and that car broke down. So I'd like some prayers because I saw such a transformation in this man that he had people helping him after just living in that car for months and months and trying to survive and eating at the mission, and then it closed. He got his hair cut, he got a shower, he came and knocked on my door, and he said, "Do you notice anything?" And I said, "You got a haircut." Anyway, I just would like prayers for him that he can continue to get back on his feet.
Yay, right? This is the work we do in the world. Love heals. Love feeds people. Thank you for being a model of that. So we see that same love surrounding your knee. Yeah, healing you. Love heals. We're sending it love. We're seeing it operating at its greatest potential. And we're already giving thanks because that is done. And we're claiming it with you now. Love heals. Such a cool room. All right. Oh, all right. Do you want me to tell you what this says? That's kind of cool, getting like a little clandestine note on the side, right? I would like all of our board members that are attending today to stand, our current board members, just for the fun of it. Sorry, I know that wasn't on the agenda, just because, yeah. Round of applause for these amazing people, please. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, you can sit down now. Dave wanted to bring to my attention that we have all of our current 5 board members in the room, and I just wanted to take that opportunity. You know what, Alan? We're really going to let you do this. We really are.
Truth be told, that's a better
right.
way. We are grateful for the power of prayer and the good news spoken and unspoken here today. Again, we affirm that each condition, person, situation is an expression of the divine. We claim love, wisdom, healing, and wholeness. And so it is, and so we let it be. Unity principle number 1 today is right here. God is all there is and present everywhere. This is the force of love and wisdom that underlies all of existence. And the short version, obviously, God is. We know this for sure. Ooh, inspired moment. All right. So I've talked to a number of you, but you really don't know my background. So my background, I was raised by neglectful, narcissistic parents, 2 of them, in fact. During that time, I had, as a youth, I had become incarcerated for a number of years, which really changed. It messed up how I seen the world. I learned to be a survivor all the way through, from the time that I exited the womb all the way till I exited the jail cell doors. At 19, I had the opportunity, and I took it. On Leap Day of '96, I, in fact, was like, you know what? I need to find a new life and find something new for myself. And I just got on a bus and went to Wilmington, North Carolina. Just because I needed something different in my life. I stayed there for about a year and got cold. I'm from Illinois originally, and it was really cold in Illinois, and it got to be 50, and I lived right on a beach, right on the beach. And it gets really cold in North Carolina. Don't let them fool you. It's not warm there. Just like Flagstaff, huh? Everybody thinks that Arizona's so warm, but anyway. I get up one morning. I clean out my house. I see two gentlemen up on a pier that's close to me. I ask the universe at this point in my life, I said, what would happen if those two people showed up in my life? And it was about an hour after I got everything sat back down, everything all in order, all the sand cleaned off of everything. And I heard and it was these two gentlemen in backpacks. And I opened my door to them. I allowed them in. And I'm like, I just told them straight out. I was like, I asked what would happen if you guys showed up here. And so please come in. I said, I got to go to work in about an hour. You're free to my place. Stay here. And they did. I told them when I got back, they had another gentleman who was coming from Wilmington. I actually lived in Curry Beach, North Curry Beach. And they brought the guy, and they said, we're going to go, our goal is to go to Florida, to the Ocala National Forest, and stay with the Rainbow family for a little while for a little national convention. I'm like, all right, well, you guys can stay here. The day before they decided to go, I was like, you know what, I'm going. I had money, so they were like, please, yes. We hitchhiked out of Wilmington, North Carolina, with many different things, and we made it to Ocala National Forest in about 4 days. And that was going all the way down to Fort Myers, in fact, and then back up. So we had a nice little situation. While I was there, I worked hard I was looking for God at the time. This is the reality. I was actively searching for God. Instead, I met a girl. Which, as we know, we are all God is, so therefore I did meet God. And I moved into a little town called Bunnell, Florida with her. The middle of nowhere, Florida. There was a big field right across the street from where she lived at. But we were about 45 minutes, I think, north of Daytona. And sometime in April, it's almost the anniversary. Let's see, this would be, oh my God. I was told not to do the math, so stop doing the math once you reach a certain age. I went into the town of Daytona, and actually Holly Hill, which is a little town on the corner of May and 8th, and I walked in the door, and she said, you're going to get to meet my friend Mike. He's an extraordinary guy. You guys will get along great. So I get in. I sit in. He's got a band equipment all in this room, and I sit on the edge of his couch, right on the arm, and within 30 seconds to a minute, he's like, well, where are you from? I'm like, you can quote me on this one. Oh, you don't know. Some podunk nowhereville town called Sterling, Illinois, which is 17,000 people. His eyes get big, and he walks over, and he grabs off of his television a scrap of paper that's this big. What's that, 1 by 3, 1 by 2.5, we'll say. And he comes up, and he puts it in my face, and he's like, this Sterling, Illinois? And he had a handwritten address to a place from my hometown that was about 17 to 1,900 miles away. I think it's 1936. I don't remember exactly, but it's something weird like that. And, oh boy. All of a sudden, the universe comes down to the point of a tiny little pinprick. Because here I was thinking that I knew everything, first of all. And I got to learn a very valuable lesson, that we are all highly connected. And that if we span out the size of this universe, we will know that the earth, in fact, is smaller than the tiniest little pinprick, infinitely smaller than the tiniest little pinprick. So just so we know, as this Earth Day comes along, realize that we all have an impact. And even a tiny little scrap of paper has an impact in the lives. I've carried this story with me since '97, and it is one of my most profound moments that I've had. Thank you.
I'm inspired. Right. Alan, thank you. Right? His first time out. This is his first time out as a PA. See? We are surrounded by brilliance. If someone would be kind enough to get the lights for meditation, I would appreciate that. And Steve, I'm going to have you come on up. Yeah. So, Steve tells me about this song. And then he did it for me. And I said, I need that to open our meditation too. So thank you for being willing.
And this is by Donovan. It doesn't say who it's by, so he's one of my musical, spiritual heroes. It was up some laughing river where I'd gone to spend the day. I had such fantastic visions, I could hardly stand to stay. And I stood up within myself and suddenly felt free. And I stood above the burdens that puzzle you and me. I became awareness that was shared with all around, with the trees, the birds, the flowers, with the sun, the sky, the ground. I heard the birds were singing, and I found them same as me, and I understood our sorrows and why they should not be. I saw this plane of living, it was nothing more than fate, a skin that covered glory far beyond our love or hate, a living crystal fairyland where loving is our grace, a pyromanic garden that knows no time or space. I see it all as part of us, to know and share alike, with a universal willingness to know and do what's right, to understand our brotherness and stop this awful race. Let our children grow in peace, know their lives shall not be waste. First there is a mountain, then it seems the mountain's gone. But then if you take another look, why it's been there all along. We can be just like that river as it laughs along its way, or stand beneath the shadows that take the sun away.
Thank you. So rest in. Know that you are safe. Feel your feet on the floor. Deep breath. And release. Envision the universe in its ever-expanding expression. Go out as far as you can possibly go. trillions of light years away. And find a star. There it is. And you feel the light within and around you. You embrace the light. You feel the healing. You feel the energy. Trillions of years. And you take a deep breath. And you start to move toward this planet, Earth. You see it in its beauty. You see it in its oneness. And you feel gratitude. And the star carries you closer. And you take the light of the star within. And you descend onto the planet's surface. And you begin to shine. And all around you is light. And that light expresses kindness and love and connection. And you start to recognize that light in each other. And we heal. And we know. And we are blessed. And we take a deep breath and we feel that light. And we release. And we give thanks for this journey. And we allow our light to touch and heal those around us. And we expand into our greatest expression. And we give thanks. And so it is. And so we let it be.
Back when I was a river, every single day I made love to the shore. I had the power to change things, to pull and rearrange things. I was so much more. I was long and rushing for the sea. Long before you and me, I was making waves with all I could deliver. Back when I was a river, back when I was a river, I moved a lot of mountains, changed the course of streams, sorted through the pebbles and all the stuff that settles on the edge of dreams. I was long and rushing for the sea. I took responsibility to trickle down your spine and make you shiver. Back when I was a river, Back when I was a river, I made a lot of music, sang with all the birds, harmonized with thunder, howl with wind and wonder. At the weight of words, I was longing, rushing for the sea until the moon abandoned me. But she came around as just a sliver. When I was a river, back when I was a river, back when I was a river. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Penny.
Bernice Lewis. How many people in the room know Bernice? Okay. How many more people want to get to know Bernice? She's coming back this direction. We're going to see more of her.
Yeah.
We're going to
Already.
see more of her.
I'm excited.
I am too. Thank you. Thank you. We are surrounded by brilliance and talent, aren't we? Come on. Come on. Right? Yeah. So, happy Earth Month. It's April. You know, back in the olden days, back in 1967, when Earth Day started, right? It was kind of a, I can tell you what my dad said about it. Yeah. Those hippies, those hippies. But in 1970, it really started to solidify, and that's when it was recognized. And that's when things like the Environmental Protection Agency was formed. That's when people started having a raised awareness and consciousness that we're not just here to use up our planet. Yeah. So do what you can do. And that's been my PSA for the day. What in the world? I love this quote by Sir David Attenborough. We tend to think we are the be-all and end-all, but we're not. The sooner we can realize that the natural world goes its way, not our way, the better. It's a very profound statement, and when he says it with that accent, it's really profound. I offer up to Sir David this: we are not the end-all and the be-all. Thank goodness. And as he agrees, we are one with the all. Consider that for a moment. It's a big world. It's an ever-expanding universe. And there is not an element in the universe, even those we haven't discovered, that don't play a part in all of it. And when I pick up a handful of dirt and I hold it in my hand, the very same elements, similar elements, can be found in my body as in that dirt. I've told you the story about my grandma combing my hair when we were out breaking green beans because I was always a mess. I was always a mess. She said, go get the hairbrush. She brings it. I bring it out. She starts to brush my hair, and she takes one of those little red hairs, and she goes like that. She says, now that will become part of a nest, and there will be eggs in that nest, and there will be birds, and there will be song in the world, and you are part of that. You are part of that. Everybody should have one lifetime with a grandma like I had. I'm just saying. If I had a prayer for anyone, it would be that. Because you are part of that. We are one with that. You know, the connection between spirituality and the planet is really very deeply rooted in interconnectedness. You know, we talk about independence, interdependence, and interconnectedness. Most spiritual traditions that we are familiar with and those that we aren't have the idea that life is interconnected and that the health of our planet and of the world and of the universe is intrinsically linked to our well-being. In Buddhism, you know, that's the central concept, is interdependence. Hinduism, of course, is the non-dual nature of reality, suggesting that our soul is one with the soul of the universe. That's a nice thought, isn't it? And of course, our amazing indigenous spirituality, that our indigenous cultures hold a worldview with deep respect and interconnectedness of all elements and nature. And they express it through rituals and celebrations. Sufism, Taoism, and of course, New Thought. You know, we believe that divine presence is in every person and in everything. And we are connected to the nature of life, that we are the expression of life. We recognize this interconnectedness when we are living mindfully, when we are awake and present and connecting to the all. The noise in the world is a distraction. The stories, the worries, they distract us from remembering. But it makes us, nonetheless, we are still connected. What are you not connected to in the world? I had this little thing drop in on the way in as I was driving. I love that when that happens. This is what I heard: from the nuclear power plant to the baby's binky. From the war-torn zones across the planet to the highest, most peaceful place you can imagine. What are you not connected to? And when we come from this realization of interconnectedness, I don't know about you, but I find some comfort there. That means that I'm not alone. That means that I have the energy and the wisdom and the intelligence of the universe backing me up. I like those odds. I like to remember that interconnectedness and the power that comes with that, and the responsibility. What in the world are you connected to that you consciously make an effort to check in with it on a daily basis? And are you remembering that little teeny tiny pinprick of an impression, as Alan reminded us, that the whole world is held in that? And as Eric Butterworth tells us, I'm going to say this. God's substance is everywhere all the time, at the same time. The funny thing about interconnectedness is this. So a credit card expires and the internet gets shut off. I had that experience this week. I was not feeling my connectedness to CenturyLink. It goes both ways, this interconnectedness. You get to look at all sides of it. And we are called in as divine beings to hold our place in that synchronicity. And you get to show up like you show up when there's no internet and the credit card hasn't been paid and da ta 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 ta. You know, hold please. You know that one, right? And right there in that, I am connected just equally as when I sit in a serene and blissful place in my life. I am just as connected in that moment. Doesn't quite feel like it, but that mindful living, that practice of mindfulness, pray up. Keep yourself prayed up, Reverend Leilani used to say. Stay connected every day. If it's for 3 minutes, do it, folks. You will see a difference in your life. Mindful living. All the power of the universe is with you, Ernest Holmes says. And then he says this. He says, feel it. Know it. And then act as though it were true. All the power of the universe is within you. Feel it, know it, and act as though it is true. And when we remember this interconnectedness, when we go back to what Neil deGrasse Tyson says, I love this quote by him. Not only are we in the universe, but the universe is in us. I don't know of any deeper spiritual feeling than what that brings to me. Is knowing that we are not only in the universe is in us. What if we acted like that? What if we were that on the planet? And I've got a room full of people that are. Right here, from this little pinpoint. Not only are we in the universe is in us. Mother Earth is our greatest mentor. She shows us how to live. You want to know how to get this right? Look around. She'll show us life right up through the concrete, through the snow, right past the little ice chip that's still on the sidewalk. There it is. I said, it's really going to happen. Spring is really coming. There it is. Right there, she shows us life. And then she shows us the power of death. As great what we see as catastrophe happens across the planet in these natural disasters. She shows us. She models for us contrast. Sometimes she's as gentle and as beautiful as a spring morning. And other times she is powerful and can do some damage. She's the perfect model to teach us what life is. She restores, she renews, she replenishes, and she stops and says, and now I rest. So enjoy winter, I say. Mother Nature, enjoy it as you restore and renew. And then bless us with the spring that is always available in our lives as we walk through those cold and dark and icy winter times. She shows us, she teaches us that this is within us. And we have that power because we are not only in the universe, but the universe is in us. And I love her lesson in allowing. She allows us to live here and use just as many resources as we can possibly put into one bag. And she just keeps standing by us. This is the way to live. To know your strength. Mother Earth knows her strength. The universe knows its strength. And it doesn't like everything that we're throwing at it. Do you like everything that you're getting thrown at in your life? Or everything that's being thrown at you? No. But there is a spring coming. And she teaches us this. In our teachings, we're reminded of the profound belief in the interconnectedness. And what ends up happening is it comes back to this. It just comes back to oneness. Just every time, it just comes back to oneness. As metaphysician, teacher, and one of my favorite folks, Paul Hesselbach, says in his book, Metaphysical, Heart-Centered Metaphysics, oneness is my true nature. I am the one gazing into a pool of water. I see my reflection. I smile back at myself, viewing the uniqueness of my face. I dip my hands into the cool water, and as the droplets filter through my fingers, I am in awe that underlying this entire world of separation is oneness. Let's fall in love with our connectedness again. Let's remember what it is to be connected. Let's give our hearts back to the concept of oneness and interconnectedness. Let's commit to that in this month, this Earth Month. Let's consider that and how it will show up in the world. Do your part to support this delicate tapestry that we call life. Mindful living, staying connected to the planet and to each other. Let the noise of the world be drowned out by the wonder of the miracle that we live in. We're just one. And now you're part of that. Namaste.
You hold my heart for me. It's a very heavy thing. So whatever I can give you is small. This river lives in a room in our house. She rolls and tumbles with the weight of our dreams. Never thought I would find a place that could make me believe. You hold my heart for me. You hold my heart for me. And the spirits live here too. And they're feeling all the same things that I feel. You can see it in the writing on the wall. You can hear it in the music on the breeze. Never thought I would find a place that could make me believe. You hold my heart for me. You're the waterfall in my desert. You are clear and shiny and new. You're the rock I lay my head on when I need to be renewed. And every star I've ever wished upon only held a glimpse of you. You hold my heart for me.
Miss Bernice Lewis. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, round of applause. We are blessed. We're blessed. So we're going to prepare for our time of celebration of abundance. Again, I want to remind you, April is Earth Month. There's a little, you'll see this on our website also, a link that you can find out all the cool Earth Day stuff that's happening here in Flagstaff. So check that out. It's worth doing. April 14th, opening doors in 2024. We're going to have a party. We're going to have a party. We're going to play some games. We're going to get some information. We're going to have good food. Lunch will actually be served that day. If you're interested in sponsoring that lunch, you can do that on our wish list board out there in the foyer. Be sure and take a look at that. There are a lot of things to choose from. If some of those big ticket items seem too big, find a partner. Find somebody you can split it with. Find two of them, because this community knows how to do that. You guys know how to make this happen, so thank you for that. So we're going to talk about what's going on here at Unity of Flagstaff, and this is our pre-annual party that then leads up to just a fun celebration then on the 28th of April as we celebrate where we are and where we're going. So thank you out there to our YouTube folks out there in YouTube land. Wave at the camera. Thank you for that. We appreciate you going to the website and checking out that donate page. Thank you for your ongoing support, and you can always mail your gift into our P.O. box. So let's bring those baskets down here. Look, what do you think of those baskets, Emerson? What do you think? Yeah, check this out, right? Are we cool or what? We are. Dave, you look so cute holding that basket. I have some bunny ears over there if you want to borrow them. And look, Hayden's got B. See, now this, we know how to have fun, don't we? Your daddy's so funny. So let's bless these baskets. And together we say, it is here that we express our gratitude. In the giving, we are blessed. Thank you. And so it is. All right, go out there, darling. See what they'll throw in that little bunny basket for you. It is cute. So, real quick, I'm going to do a little rundown here. Hey, can I have a little, like, noodling behind me here? It'll make it a lot more fun than me just blah, 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 blah. So, next week, we're doing that pre-annual party. Lunch is served, as we just talked about. Be sure and pick up your ballots in the foyer. How fast can she do this? Check out all the stuff that's happening here at Unity of Flagstaff, out in the foyer, and, of course, on our website. We know what that is. And I think Michael has something he wants to share. Yes, trash day is on the 20th. I think that's what he said. So we will have, and you can, we'll have a little click on the website, and you can let us know if you want to participate in that, and then I'll get that information to Michael. So thank you to the greeters, all of our volunteers that contributed to today's service. Anybody that touched the service and helped make it happen today, raise your hand. Thank you for that. If you're sitting in the room, raise your hand because you made it happen too. Thank you for that. Next week, we're going to be talking about community. I think we can nail that one, don't you think? And we'll have Matt Devlin here, and of course, stay for lots of fun. We're going to have lots of fun, and lunch will be served, as I said before. And thank you again for your ongoing support. Let's bring those baskets down here. Look at her. Ooh, that's just exactly what I knew that was going to look like, her running toward me with that basket. I love it. All right, here we go. Thank you for these gifts. We connect with all that is through our generosity. We are abundant, and so it is. Thank you very much. Now we're going to have a special sing-along, so if you are feeling comfortable enough, stand up. We're going to have Miss Bernice bless us with Don't Fence Me In. We'll have a little fun with this, and here we go.
Wildcat Kelly, looking mighty pale, standing by the sheriff's side. When that sheriff said, I'm a-taking you to jail, Wildcat turned his head and cried, oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in, let me ride through the wide open open country that I love. Don't fence me in. I wanna be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me out forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in. Just turn me loose and let me wander over yonder where the purple mountains rise. On my cayuse, let me straddle. On my cayuse, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western skies. I wanna ride to the range where the west commences. Howl at the moon until I lose my senses. Don't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in. All right, here we go.
Come on, you got this.
Just turn me loose and let me wander over yonder where the purple mountains rise. On my cayuse, let me straddle my old saddle underneath those western skies. I wanna ride to the range where the west commences. Howl at the moon until I lose my senses. Won't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in.
And together we affirm the light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence wherever we are. God is, and all is well. Create an amazing week. Be sure and pick up your ballots if you are a member. We have a table out here for you, where your ballot is at. Be sure and pick that up today. You were awesome. Hey, make sure and check out our, our wish list and our sponsor, Sunday Music.